So Aon is a professional services company, but we specialize in commercial risk products, health, retirement, and reinsurance products. At Aon, we are trying to transform our sales organization by unifying them onto one instance of Oracle CX. So what we did is we took our 11,000 client-facing individuals off of 6 instances of Salesforce, and we moved them onto one instance of Oracle CX. In order to do that, we had to first standardize our sales process across all of our regions and all of our solution lines, which is not easy to do, but it is absolutely a requirement to bring all of our Salesforce into one instance so that we can act as one Aon and better serve our clients. And now what we're looking to do is to automate every portion of the sales process to the point that we can take away the mundane. And I heard a phrase the other day, automate the mundane. We are really trying to help our salespeople by doing some of that work for them in every way that we possibly can. So as an example, they have to keep contact information updated, and contacts move around a lot, and it's hard to keep your CRM tool updated with contact information. Take that off of a salesperson's plate, because at the end of the day, we want salespeople selling. So we want them out of all these systems that we make them go into, and we want them selling. So again, we're constantly trying to figure out, how do I automate their day? And how do I bring their CRM functionality to them wherever they are? And so, again, in that roadmap, we're also looking at digital assistant. How can they interact with the CRM tool through voice? How can they make updates like with the punch of a couple buttons and a few sentences instead of having to find a computer and log on and do all those things? That's exactly what we're trying to get to, is where we can take enough of the non-value added work, if you will, off of their plate and automate as much of that as we can so that they can focus on the value added work. Now, along with that though, we are also trying to digitize some of the work that is value added but that they have to do, such as client discovery. They research, they go out and they look what's going on with my client. We have built an add-on to our Oracle CX tool that brings client discovery to them. So again, they're on their account, they look up their account record, and on the top it shows them, here's everything your account has done in the news this week. So it's always trying to think, how can I make their lives better and faster so that they can be in front of clients more and with really relevant information. So if there's one phrase I like to use all the time, this is what we're trying to do: the right information to the right people at the right time. Because if you want your salespeople to interact, you have to make it fast and easy and relevant. And most of the data that we capture, by and large, is not relevant to a salesperson. So what can CRM tools do? They can focus on what a salesperson needs to sell far more than what sales management needs to manage. It is such a great question as to why sales and marketing sometimes have a challenge aligning. When they're not aligned to sales, it doesn't really matter how great your event or campaign is if it generates 1,000 leads and none of them are picked up. Salespeople are busy. They've got the big corporate accounts, they can have 50 or 60 accounts. On the smaller accounts, they can have 100. So they don't have time to sift through the 50 leads that came into them. They don't have time. So you have to hand them really, really, really good leads, and 5 of them. So now, I do believe we're at a crossroads, however, in everyone's journey when it comes to sales and marketing collaboration. And that is because we now have data and information that we've never had before, or we might have had it, but we couldn't tap into it as much as we can now. And we now have technology that can allow us to tap into the data, such as artificial intelligence, that can take some really interesting client and account information and can transform it into a really hot lead, which is what sales is after. So I do believe we're at a point where we've got enough good data and we've got enough great technology that we can combine these two and really hand sales those hot leads on a silver platter, which is honestly what we should all be trying to do.